We're here at the Gospel and Race Conference here in Queens, New York City. This event is really important because in our world there exists a lot of racial hostility, racial divisiveness, racial inequality, racial oppression. And so we exist to bridge racial, cultural, economic, gender barriers. And this conference is set up for that exact reason, because God is at work in our midst, and God is at work through the church.
Conference has been phenomenal, just kind of learning about the dynamics of race and how it connects with Christian nation and Christian empire. How do we let this change us? I think that's been the discussion I've had, is how do I process this for my own life?
One of the biggest tasks we have as a church is to be deeply present to one another, to do the deep work of listening. And while I say this, I need to nuance this a little bit. Because while we are all called to listen to one another in the bond of peace, the ones who need to listen first and more often are the ones who have enjoyed the privileges of social power.
It's been such a blessing to see what God is doing here at the Gospel and Race Conference. I was personally blessed by what Nikki said, just about how we have to encourage more understanding in our communities in order to build our faith and in order to grow how we see God.
There is so much about the gospel that intersects with the totality of who we are. It's hard for us to be Christians who are trying to be faithful to Jesus and to totally ignore the racial reality of our society.
I'm really enjoying this conference. I think it's such a good thing to be able to get the church unified on this topic, especially when we're in a time where the country is as divided.
It's always refreshing to be in an environment with a bunch of different cultures discussing a topic like this.
Anytime we get into conversations about race, it's very difficult, and there's any place where I want to be talking about this is with the church.
It really causes me to realize, wow, over these decades, God really did deposit a lot into our community around this issue that you could not have read in a book.
So today, I want us to believe that Holy Spirit empowered rebels will defy racial oppression with the gospel of reconciliation.
And I'm here to ask you, would you like to be a part of the movement of God for such a time as this? Because I declare revival is coming.